Everyone always asks me, have you ever done Alcatraz? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, have you ever won it? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, how many times? And when I say 7, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I can't believe it either. It's always been one of my favorite races, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to come back, because it's a hard race, it's a challenging race, but it actually is a lot of fun. Who wouldn't want to say that they escaped from Alcatraz? You know, it's one of the great races that we have. So many people have come and raced this race because it is so challenging. It's not a walk in a park. It's definitely an escape. What are my expectations? I would love to say that I'm going to come in and win, but realistically, I'd love to get a top 5 finish.
And there she is, McKeely Jones, still in 4th place on one of the uphill climbs here in San Francisco.
McKeely Jones, Olympic silver medalist, more World Championship medals than any other athlete in the history of the sport, but she's chasing this woman, Mary Beth Ellis, now on the downhill, charging towards Baker Beach on that right-hand side, and these corners get very scary on the descents.
Mary Beth Ellis, the 33-year-old defending champion from Boulder, Colorado, leads the women's competition, and the 3-time defending champion, Andy Potts, out in front. But Bevan Doherty's starting to close in on him. Hunter Kemper sits in 3rd, and Spain's Francis Gaudet sits in 4th. Checking back on the progress on the women's competition, McKeely Jones, the 7-time champion here. She is a silver medalist, sits in 4th right now. What are her chances of finishing top 5, Mark?
Very, very good. She's actually making up some time, a very aero position, but she's got plenty of these coming up hills.
Back to the men's competition. Nearest to you, that is Andy Potts, the 3-time defending champion, in 2nd place. But Hunter Kemper is about to take that away and shift him back to 3rd place. So the flip-flopping continues in the men's competition. And from Spain, Francis Gaudet has hung with these guys all day, and he's decided to make a move. Now he moves into 2nd place, but remember, they're all chasing Bevan Doherty of New Zealand, and he has opened up a bit of a lead, Mark. He is on the descent.
Well, he is flying down this hill here. You can say taking in the fluids. Very, very important that you stay hydrated throughout the entire race. This is a flat section of the course. Mary Beth Ellis still powering out in front. The 2009 Pan American champion. She lives and trains in Boulder, Colorado, so she knows all about steep hills.
Bevan Doherty leads the Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon. His lead is about 10 seconds over Hunter Kemper, who now has Doherty in his sights. Doherty knows that Hunter Kemper is a very strong runner, so he better build as much of a lead as he can now. 33-year-old Bevan Doherty of New Zealand looking for his first ever win. Will it come here at the 30th anniversary Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon? We'll find out after this.
Well, the win in 1984, it's hard to explain how exciting it was. I believe that was the first ever win that I had ever had. And I mean, been close before, but that was the first one, especially a major race like Escape from Alcatraz. At that time, no wetsuits were allowed. So I remember vividly my bones freezing. And I'm thinking, just keep pulling, keep going. You can finish. On the bike, the most difficult, I think, was going across the Golden Gate Bridge. The wind was blowing. You had to zigzag around the pylons. The run was either climbing up or free falling down. If you invited me and even paid me, I doubt if I would have come back for the old course.
And Lester Waddell in the transition area with some nicer equipment than he did 16 years ago when he won this race.
Yeah, and incredible to think that back then he won in 3 hours, 26 minutes. Now the record stands at 1:54.
Back to the women's competition. Leanda Cave, the 2-time champion, runner-up last year, leads the race. Mary Beth Ellis just behind her. Remember, no drafting allowed.
Which means you can't get the aerodynamic benefit of slipstreaming behind somebody.
Now as we check in with the men, it is still Bevan Doherty of New Zealand, but he's got company in the form of Hunter Kemper of the USA and the 3-time defending champion, Andy Potts there off the back, but he's got a lot on his plate.
He certainly does. He and his wife Lisa had a new baby, Sloan, just about a week ago. He's had 4 races in a month, and just last week he won the New Orleans 70.3 race.
The women's competition heating up. Leanda Cave on the far side. Mary Beth Ellis, the defending champion, overtaking her by half a wheel length. Remember, this is the 1-2 finish of last year with Leanda Cave being the runner-up. Doherty now has the city in his sights, out of the saddle and pressing hard.
And you can see here the strength that Doherty has. And this is great technique. You want to maintain your momentum, power over the top of the hill, and then fly down the other side. Mary Beth Ellis is also a strength athlete. You can see it there, powering along. But Leanda Cave is not going to allow her to do what she did last year, which is get away. She had a minute lead on Leanda Cave going into transition last year. Shoemaker now has also moved up.
So Shoemaker makes it 3. It is still Mary Beth Ellis, the defending champion, out in front. Leanda Cave, the runner-up last year, sits in second. Shoemaker in third. Bevan Doherty of New Zealand, our men's leader, once again getting out of the saddle. He has just looked so good today, Mark.
He certainly has. He was a silver medalist at the Athens Olympics. He was bronze in Beijing. But this course gives you a really good idea of how difficult this overall triathlon is. Here you can see they're out of the saddle, dancing on the pedals there, as they say. Jenna Shoemaker there in the foreground. Then sitting back down. You have to alternate the technique so that your muscle groups don't get overworked in any one spot. Doherty now, he's sitting in the saddle. This is still climbing uphill slightly, and then he'll be looking to sprint on the downhill. Hunter Kemper also looking very strong. Now, the reason they stay in the saddle is because when you get out of the saddle, your heart rate rises, so you don't want to do that too much during a race.
There you get an idea of just how far ahead Bevan Doherty is of Hunter Kemper. Back to the women's competition. Leanda Cave now starting to open up a little bit of a lead. Mary Beth Ellis has dropped back to third, and Jenna Shoemaker sits in second.
Well, this is an important part of the race because Mary Beth Ellis tends to like to lead from the front, and when somebody goes past her, sometimes she can drop off. And this woman is not far behind McKeely Jones, the winningest triathlete in the history of the sport.
She has won this race 7 times. Back to our men's leader, Bevan Doherty. A lot of these names very familiar. The more you do this course, the more experience you have, and obviously it is very technical, and that experience is paying off now.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get used to these sweeping downhill corners, there we can see heading towards Chrissy Field, that extra experience, that extra knowledge really does count. Jenna Shoemaker having a fantastic race here, putting the pressure on Leanda Cave, and you can see how hard it is. They are grinding up as nearly 1,800 athletes come the other way.
They're the top 3 in the women's competition. Our men's leader continues to be that man, Bevan Doherty. He has managed to hold off Hunter Kemper and Andy Potts on the bike. Will he be able to do it during the run and win his first Escape from Alcatraz triathlon? We'll find out next.